For this Coach's Corner, we're going to talk about back squatting. Now, I primarily have trained high school athletes, and high school athletes usually are first being introduced to the squat, and they have a common compensation that when they squat, they don't go low enough. They go about right here, and they call it good, and they feel like they're getting tight, and that they can't go lower. Now, what we know about weight training is that if you go into deeper ranges of motion where the muscle is put under tension, under longer lengths, it is more stimulated. So the deeper you go into a squat, the more benefit you're going to get from each rep, the more muscle mass you're going to develop and whatnot. Now, if the back squat is primarily an exercise we're using with athletes for the purpose of building muscle mass on their legs, because it's not a very athletic movement in the first place, so it's not your end-all be-all of exercises for developing athleticism. We're purposely doing the back squat to build muscle mass on their legs for them to then learn how to transfer that muscle mass into a more athletic type of muscle with all the other stuff you do with your athletes. Therefore, when back squatting, we want our athletes to exemplify a full range of motion, meaning hamstrings on calves. So when your athletes go to back squat, what you need to do is you need to convey to them that they should stay flat on their feet and that they should get down all the way until their hamstrings touch their calves and then come back up. Okay? As long as you see this and you notice that their hips and chest rise at the same rate, those are the 3 boxes that need to be checked for a high school level athlete learning to back squat. Feet stay flat, full depth is acquired, and hips and chest descend and rise at the same rate. Now, I will say that probably 1 in every 20 athletes, it would appear, actually has enough of a alteration in their hip anatomy to require a modification to their squat. But if you're teaching 20 new athletes to squat, all 20 of them are going to make up the excuse that their hips are tight and they can't go low enough. Whereas if they just respect that maybe they're not that strong for full depth and they reduce the weight a little bit to acquire full depth, they'll build back up their strength. But that 1 out of every 20 athletes, the athlete that after about 8 weeks still can't just get past getting their hip crease to their knee, they possibly have a deeper hip socket with maybe more retroversion to their hip. Those athletes are going to have to squat a little wider, and for them, full depth is going to be their hip crease getting probably to just about their knee level. They can still get that though, and a lot of the times what I'll see with those athletes is coaches allowing them to squat right here when realistically they could have got here, and that much more stretch can mean a lot more muscle mass after a year or 2 or 3 of weight training being missed out on.